Let's talk about real funding, corporate funding. Everybody on the internet is advertising about corporate funding. One guy says 700 FICO, get $500,000. Your 700 FICO is worth $500,000. Well, I hate to tell you, not in the Twilight Zone and not in any alternate universe is a 700 FICO worth $500,000. And when all these people are talking about their so-called business funding, it's credit cards. And one guy, he says, well, come to us and we'll get you the ultimate funding sequence in business credit. And you don't need income, bank statements, or tax returns. On and on and on. All these guys, business credit cards, but they don't say credit cards, they just say business funding. But y'all know it's credit cards because they say, oh, funding takes 2 weeks. Oh, 2 weeks and we'll get you turned around. Yeah, that says credit cards. My funding takes 1 day. And if you're worried about, we're not talking about all this other stuff. What I do is I line up your personal, or we go straight to business if we can, if you're a business owner. And I could scale your business or get your business on track to make more money than it has made ever. And I could set you up for the perfect funding of credit lines and loans of real money out to 25-year terms and down to 5 to 6% rates. That's the best interest rates, the best terms you can get in the industry. Nobody gets this. Nobody even advertises this. They don't even talk about it. They have no idea. All these credit card people, kids, are basically your first graders that, trying to get into out of McDonald's part-time and get into their McBusiness and give everybody their Mc credit cards, McBusiness cards. They're McBusiness nerds. McBusiness nerds trying to give everybody money, or they do advertising with a girl that says, oh, we'll get you your business funding with your 700 credit score. Well, the reality is, real corporate credit, a 700 credit score in the best day with the best file is only maybe going to get, with you have really big accounts, not entirely a lot of money. You need a higher score, big accounts, and things set up. Now, I can transition your average file into a stronger file, or I could take your file if it's good and I can maximize it to where it will get the most amount of money. And even if I had to do a round of personal, my personal's 1 to 400,000. But I'm talking credit lines and loans, usable money, and not credit cards that where you get the credit cards, the minute you start using them, they cut them down by 80% and it drops your credit score and puts you upside down and you cannot get out of the scenario. And then you're back into credit repair and or bankruptcy, depends on where you're at. And a lot of credit card companies nowadays, if you go default on them within 6 months, they're straight, a lot of them, straight kicking you right into court and having people show up on your doorstep, serving you papers, and you're literally having to show up, or they're garnishing your paycheck because they have a lot of really good aggressive collectors, Midland collectors, and all these other ones that are doing that, because I have a lot of clients I'm doing credit repair for, and they're all calling me like, what do I do? Well, yeah, you don't listen to kids that are advising you with bad information on getting the real money. You want to succeed in business, you got to have access to the real money. You got to have access to good money. And if you have good credit, we'll go straight to corporate credit. If it's average and we did personal, I can still get more personal money than they even get on their corporate money, their credit cards. And all the credit cards they're getting on their corporate side is the same amount of credit cards you have on your personal. So that's not very much money. So if you're at where you're at and you want to just flip it over to business, it's not benefiting you at all. if you actually take that, if I take you where you're at and it's average, instead of making you go the same and down, I could go personal and exponentially grow your file every single time. That's called the maximum funding ratio. I've said it a million times because I can get the maximum amount of available credit for whatever product, credit line or loan. So if we're at 50,000 first round, then the next round's 100 and on up per product. So when we get into corporate credit, you're talking like worst case scenario, 250 increments, $500,000 increments, $1 million increments after you're making 3 months payments, 6 months payments, $1 million increments after you've had all the payments for a year. You're talking $10 million credit lines. Difference between me and them is that all my stuff is usable in the best products, and it grows exponentially. Worst case scenario, it grows every 6 months. So if I even got you on, and you're an average file, we pulled off 250,000 credit line or loan or whatever, 6 months you're at 500,000. Where you with all these clowns, by 6 months out, you're already hitting the dirt with your credit score and you're going backwards, and what you had goes lower and you have less money. Oh, but you wanted the quick, easy fix from the Mick business broker, the Mick credit card broker, the kid, the mass market advertiser. You should have to ask yourself, why these people have to mass market? A lot of them are watching my videos and start to say like, oh, we do all this stuff and it doesn't hurt your credit. We do all this stuff and we can fund you more times than one or multiple times a year, when they know darn well that they can't fund a client more than once. So be careful who you're doing business with. But if you really want to get your file straightened out and get into real money, or you want to start out with credit repair, we'll get that lined up and get it done and get your primaries put on there and the right payments done in the right method. In the right composition on your file, and we'll get you right in there. Or we start out with funding and go straight to personal or corporate, however you're set up. So it's really critical. You want to make the right moves. So I'm here for smart people that want to make their businesses work or get in commercial real estate and get the maximum funding they can. So you want to give me a call? My number is 312-473-4163, or text me or WhatsApp 312-218-8737. Thanks a lot.